Trying to find something to do a review on. Oh, there's a new Tom Hardy film where he plays Al Capone. That sounds really cool. It's about the last days of Al Capone's life as he looks back on his past actions and his past transgressions. That sounds really interesting. I wonder who directed it. Josh Trank? The director of Fanforstic? The man who made a film so bad they secretly kicked him off of a Star Wars movie? The first one they did that to, not the other ones they threw off of Star Wars movies. The first person they threw a Star Wars movie off of.
Do you know what the difference is between Adolf Hitler and Al Capone? Hitler's dead. Capone lives like a king in Florida.
What's this about?
We have information that your client may have tucked away a very large sum of money.
Guys like you all misplaced $10 million.
So, I did it. I watched Capone. They said it couldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done, but I did it. I watched Capone. Fuck! Alright, so I have a lot to say about this movie. I'm going to do a very short, 1 minute review, and then I'm going right into spoilers. I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to say, hey, spoilers, but there's no way I can do this review without going into spoilers about Capone. Capone is the new biopic about Al Capone, starring Tom Hardy as an aging Al Capone on his deathbed, on his dying days. And this film is directed by Josh Trank. I have to say it. I gotta say it. I know I said it before, but I gotta say it now. Josh Trank made this movie. Josh Trank, this is his third film. Josh Trank has made 3 movies. Josh Trank's first film was Chronicle. People like Chronicle. I like Chronicle. Chronicle's a good movie. Second film he made is Fantastic Four. The last one. Fanforstic. That movie's terrible. It is dull, it is boring, but there's supposedly a lot of reasons for that. It's studio interference, Josh Trank fighting on set. A lot of people have already covered Fantastic Four, and this is not a review of Fantastic Four. Go watch old Fantastic Four reviews. Mr. Sunday Movies just did a whole video on it. He's fantastic. Watch that if you want to watch something about Fantastic Four. Go into more detail about why Josh Trank is one of the most, I want to say he's a vilified, he's one of the most vilified directors in Hollywood right now. I don't know if it's warranted, but he's his name comes up and film fans go, oh. He was most famously going to make a Boba Fett film that he was silently kicked off of because of everything that happened on Fantastic Four. And it's been 5 years, and this is his first film since then. It's a bad movie. It's well shot, but it's a bad movie. I'm going to go into why and spoilers. I can't really go into why without spoiling the movie. Tom Hardy gives a pretty good performance. All the actors are trying. They're giving it their all. Linda Cardellini plays his wife, and I feel bad for Linda Cardellini because she's always in weird, controversial, or bad films, and she tries. She's a good actress. Like I said, all the actors are trying, but it's a bad movie. It's badly directed. It's badly written. The editing is shoddy at times. Sometimes it works. The acting is the only thing that really keeps you invested, and just the sheer what the fuckness of the whole movie. As each scene goes into the other, you're like, what the fuck is happening? What am I watching? What does this have to do with the Mafia? If I had to rate this movie, my life was on the line, they're give this movie a rating, I'd probably give it a 2.5 out of 10. And that's purely for the performances and for the cinematography. Some of it was good. Not all of it, some of it. But I think everyone should watch this movie. This is a movie everyone should go out and watch in their homes, because you can't watch it anywhere else because it's a VOD film. They say it was not going to be a VOD film, but very clearly it was going to be on VOD. People wouldn't have seen this in theaters. It might have had a small theatrical release, but it would have never had a wide release. That was never going to happen. They shot this movie in 2018, didn't come out till now. I think they had issues getting distribution, and I'm going to tell you why. because now I'm going to go into spoilers. So the movie is a biography on Al Capone's last days. It's really not. I have no way of knowing what I'm going to say is true, but I believe this to my core. I'm not a Mafia historian. I'm not a Capone aficionado. I'm just a man who's seen a lot of films and knows a good amount of history to know that 90% of this movie is a complete work. And I will tell you what I believe is factual and what I believe is fictional in this movie, and I'm going to do it right now. So the film opens with a title card saying that Al Capone went to prison for tax evasion, which was true, and was released of his own recognizance due to the fact that he was dying from dementia brought on from syphilis he had since the age of 15. He then went to live in Florida, where he spent his dying days with some of his family and his wife, of course, May. That is true. That is the opening title card. That is the first 5 minutes of the movie. Probably less. Probably the first 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's it. That's it. That's where the facts end and all of the fiction, I believe, starts. There are some other things, like there's some plot thread. The trailer of this film makes you believe that this is a film about Al Capone suffering from dementia. Some people are trying to find this money that he hid, $10 million, and some people think he's faking it. All of these things going on. It's like a cat and mouse game. Is Al Capone faking his dementia to get out of prison? And did he hide this money? Where is it? And that is a part of the movie. That is like 10% of what the movie is actually about. And the trailer makes it seem like that is the entire movie. What this movie is a series of Shining-like scenes where Al Capone suffers dementia and has weird visions of things happening in his life, and it kind of becomes a mix of The Shining and A Christmas Carol. He's singing and dancing to The Cowardly Lion.
If I were king of the forest, not queen, not duke, not prince.
Seeing FBI agents wiretap his house, and he just doesn't say anything about it, and they show him shit the bed, being interviewed by the FBI, and he shits.
No. Oh.
He can't smoke cigars anymore, so they give him a big carrot, and it's supposed to be like really sad, but obviously it doesn't come off as sad. It's Tom Hardy, one of the best actors of this generation, one of, I would say, the 10 best actors of the past decade, and this man has a giant carrot in his mouth. Carrot, he looks like Bugs Bunny. They say it in the movie. He's going around with a giant gold Tommy gun shooting all of the people who work at his house and the gardener. He's calling the cops saying he's been kidnapped, but he doesn't know where he is and he doesn't know who he is, and he just knows he lives on a farm and he falls in water and he comes out and he's in Italy, and it's supposed to be this is him suffering through dementia. And Matt Dillon plays his friend, but no, he's not his friend. He's someone that he killed that you see in a flashback. And when this film does flashbacks, like you'd think, oh, a movie about Al Capone, about his dying days, where they're going to show his past transgressions. You're like, oh, okay, it'll show him, his house in Florida, and then it'll cut back to scenes. What happened? Maybe he's reflecting on it and thinking about it. Kind of in the way of The Irishman, of how the last half hour of The Irishman was just Robert De Niro reflecting on what has happened in his life. But no, it's like The Shining, where he sees a little boy with a balloon and he follows him and he walks into like his kitchen, but it's not his kitchen anymore. It's a giant party and everyone's there and he's dressed exactly the same, but everyone's talking to him like he's Al Capone, and he's having sex with women, and he's like, you know, he's got dementia and he's 47 years old and he's dying of syphilis, and he's like having sex with beautiful women and doing all these things, and it's supposed to be like A Christmas Carol, and he sees a man get killed, and that turns out to be his friend, Matt Dillon. So Matt Dillon wasn't his friend, and he's like the ghost of murders past, I guess, because he was like shepherding him through all this, I guess. And then he shows up while he's on his like deathbed, and he cuts his own eyes out and drops them on Al Capone's stomach, and Tom Hardy's screaming, "No!
No! What's wrong?
No!
What's wrong?
And obviously there's nothing there. It's all in his head. But none of this comes off the way they think. It comes off like a horror movie, but a bad horror movie where it comes off as a comedy. And it's almost offensive. I could find, if there were people offended by this movie, I would understand. I'm not one of those people. I think a lot of it is laughably bad. But I can completely understand if this movie is offensive to you. I mean, it's offensive to me, like, my intelligence, but, like, I'm not offended by the subject matter of the film, but I can completely understand why someone would be. Because, what the fuck? Tom Hardy's voice, I can't really describe it. You have to listen to it for yourself.
I hit 10 million bucks.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't really think he's giving a bad performance, but I think the movie around him is just so bad. If given the chance, I think Tom Hardy would be a fantastic Al Capone and could be in a really great Al Capone movie. This is definitely not it. And I would say it's better than Gotti, the John Travolta, John Gotti film, but it's better because I can't really sit through Gotti and even watch it. And this I would actually watch again as a spectacle. Like, this movie is on the same level to me as Cats. Like, Cats and Capone, same level. Same level to me. And I haven't done a review of Cats, but I think Cats is a really bad movie and is a testament to everything you could do wrong in a film. But I find it super entertaining, and I will watch it anytime someone asks. And even when people don't ask, I make them watch it anyway. But this movie, it's something I can't even, like, fully put to words. I could only rant about it. I couldn't even come up with, like, a normal review. I just had to do, like, a small review, and I had to just rant. I just had to just get it out. I could go into more detail. I could even go further. Like, there's this weird subplot where there's just someone calling the house the whole movie, and he's seeing that kid, like I said, with the balloon. You just find out the kid with the balloon is his son, Tony. But he doesn't have a son, Tony. So you're supposed to believe he has dementia, and he's just, like, imagining this kid. But then you find out the person calling is Tony? So he does have a son named Tony? And, like, some things in the movie made you believe that it was just a hallucination in his mind, and then some aren't. And Matt Dillon is dead the whole movie. Which, you know, that's cool. He's a ghost. He's seeing him. It's because of his dementia. It makes sense. I get that. He has dementia, so he's hallucinating all these different things. But Matt Dillon, the first time you see him, is a cutaway to him having sex, and he gets a phone call which causes him to go to see Tom Hardy. What? Why? Ghosts have sex? And they live in the city? He's having sex with a lady! It doesn't look like his wife because they show photos. What's the point? Why are you going to show us that if you're going to reveal that he's dead? And then he's going to cut his eyes out and give them to Tom Hardy. Why? Why would you do that? You don't know what to believe by the end, and that might be by design. This might be Josh Trank's design to completely confuse you, make you feel disoriented, because that is what Capone was going through. But I think he did the worst job possible. I don't think this is the bounce-back film Josh Trank thought it would be. This is the type of film that you would make after a big success. This is like a blank check film that you make after you have like a big blockbuster hit. But this is a film that he made after like the biggest bomb anyone could have in their career. And I fully believe, you know, most people in Hollywood have had a big bomb film, but it's about what you do after that defines you. And if this is the standard of quality of films Josh Trank is going to make, it doesn't really bode that well for Josh Trank. I really hope he could turn around his next film, but time will tell on that. All right, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your grandma that she should watch Capone, and then see her reaction. I think we should get reaction videos going for Capone. Capone reaction videos. Everyone should make one. Everyone should make a video about Capone. Capone is something that everyone should know about. Everyone should know. Capone should be like the next Tiger King. Anyway, guys, that's my video. I'll see you next time for the next one.
Was it worth it?